What is the best lead generation method this year? Everyone's chasing TikTok trends and ad hacks. But what if the best leads aren't coming from there at all? In this episode of Undone Marketing, we'll walk you through how to use segmentation, automation, and audience insight to turn email into a powerful lead engine that drives real sales. If you want high-converting leads without bleeding at spend, this one's a must-listen. Let's begin.
Welcome to the deep dive. You're probably swimming in information right now. Everyone talking about the next big thing for lead generation in 2025.
Oh, absolutely. It's a lot, isn't it? So many new tools, new tactics. It feels like there's pressure to try everything.
But here's a thought. What if the best way, the most powerful way to get more leads is actually something you're probably already using? Just maybe. Not quite nailing it. I mean, think about it. Businesses pour so much effort into leads, but that average conversion rate, something like 2%, it makes you wonder.
It really does. Are we chasing shiny objects instead of, optimizing what we already have?
Yeah.
Are we missing the obvious?
And that brings us to something that honestly might sound a bit, well, maybe not shocking, but perhaps counterintuitive. Forget the bleeding edge stuff for a second. The #1 lead gen platform for 2025, it's email.
Email. Yeah, doesn't always get the headlines, does it? But its track record, that return on investment, it's just consistently strong. A real workhorse.
Exactly. So that's our mission today. We're going to do a deep dive into why email marketing is still king and, crucially, how you can actually use it effectively to pull in and convert more leads. Ready to get into it?
Let's do it.
Okay, so that million-dollar question everyone's asking. 2025 lead gen. Where do you put your time, your money? Is it SEO? Social ads, TikTok, something else entirely. It feels like you could go in 50 directions.
It's a constant puzzle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Every marketer's trying to figure out that sweet spot where the effort really pays off.
Yeah.
And yet the new stuff always looks tempting.
But the core finding, when you look at the data for 2025, it points right back to email marketing. Solid, dependable email. Now, I know I can almost hear people thinking, email? Seriously, isn't that kind of old news?
And that's exactly why it gets overlooked sometimes. It's not flashy, maybe.
Yeah.
But its power isn't about novelty. It's about fundamentals.
Totally. Just look at this stat. For every single dollar you put into email marketing, the average return is around $44. $44.
Wow.
That's a 4,400% ROI. I mean, show me another platform that even gets close to that. It really makes you stop and think, doesn't it? What's going on there?
It's that direct connection, I think. It's permission-based, right? You're talking to people who actually ask to hear from you. That naturally leads to better engagement, more intent.
So let's just put it out there. If your email marketing isn't working like you want it to, the problem probably isn't email itself. It's much more likely your strategy is maybe a bit dusty or the execution isn't quite right.
Exactly. The potential is there, no question. It's the approach that needs the refresh. Which, leads to the next question. Why do so many people get distracted by other platforms that statistically just don't perform as well?
Yeah, that's what we need to unpack. Why chase things that give you less bang for your buck compared to good old email?
Okay, let's look at some contenders. Paid ads, for example. They give you that speed, that visibility. You can target people almost instantly.
True. The targeting can be pretty amazing with paid ads. But what's the catch?
Well, cost is a big one. You're in these endless bidding wars, especially if your market's crowded. Plus, ad fatigue is real. People just start tuning out the same messages. And looking ahead, you've got big players like Google talking about major AI changes to their ad algorithms. So the future stability of paid ad performance, it's a bit uncertain,
That volatility is definitely a factor. Okay, what about SEO? Search engine optimization. Everyone knows it's important for the long haul.
Oh, absolutely essential for building that sustainable presence, getting organic traffic.
Yeah.
But it's not your quick fix for leads right now.
Right.
It takes serious time. Serious effort. And you're constantly tweaking things because the search algorithms are always changing.
It's definitely a marathon, not a sprint. You can't just tweak a few things and expect leads to pour in tomorrow.
Exactly. I mean, look at Moz. They get, 70% of their leads from organic search? But they have a whole team dedicated to it. It takes real, sustained commitment. It's not the answer if you need leads like next week.
Okay, so paid ads, potentially costly, maybe volatile SEO, vital but slow burn. What about social media? That's been huge for years.
Social media definitely has its place. And for some industries, especially visual ones like beauty or lifestyle, it can be incredibly powerful. Think about Glossier built a billion-dollar brand largely on Instagram, right? That shows the potential.
Yeah, Glossier was a perfect fit for Instagram visually, but for most businesses trying to get leads on social in 2025, what's the reality?
The big problem now is organic reach. It's just dismal on most platforms. They're pretty much pay to play now. If you want significant visibility, you usually have to boost posts or run ads. And those algorithms are always shifting, making it tough to keep a consistent organic presence. Relying on going viral, that's not really a sustainable lead strategy for most businesses.
So when you weigh the downsides of these other popular channels, it really does bring us back to email, doesn't it? Its strengths seem even clearer.
That's exactly it. Let's really dig into why email keeps winning, why it's still the top dog for lead gen, even when people sometimes write it off.
All right. What gives email its staying power?
Number one, ownership. Your email list. Yeah. That's your asset. You control it. It's not like social media followers where the platform's algorithm dictates who sees your stuff, or paid ads where visibility vanishes when the budget runs out. This list is yours.
That's huge. No gatekeeper deciding if your message gets through. You own the channel.
Precisely. Second, the potential for really deep personalization. And I don't just mean sticking a first name in.
Right.
Think about Netflix, how they recommend shows based on exactly what you've watched. That level of personalization drives massive engagement. Email gives you that same power to tailor content specifically to each person.
That makes so much sense. If an email feels like it was written just for me, based on my interests, I'm way more likely to open it, click it, maybe even buy something.
And third, scalability. It's relatively easy to A/B test things like subject lines to see what works best. You can optimize for mobile, which is crucial. We'll get to that.
Oh.
And you can set up automated sequences to nurture leads over time without manual effort for every single email.
Yeah, we often just think of batch and blast newsletters, but it's so much more sophisticated than that, isn't it?
Absolutely. Look at HubSpot. Their email campaigns consistently get open rates way above average. Why? Because they really understand their audience segments and send super relevant stuff. It just proves how powerful a smart email strategy can be.
Okay. Point taken. Email is still incredibly powerful. So the next logical step is, how do people actually do this well? What are the practical steps listeners can take right now?
Right. Let's get actionable. First things first. You need a quality email list. And I mean quality. Forget buying lists. That's a waste of time and money. You need to attract people who are genuinely interested. How? With valuable lead magnets.
Lead magnets, those are the freebies you give away for an email, like checklists, guides, webinars.
Exactly. But the key word is valuable. Think about your ideal customer. What problem can you help them solve right now? REI, the outdoor gear company. They offer a free hiking checklist. That does two things. Builds their list, sure, but it also attracts people who are actually interested in hiking and therefore likely interested in their products down the line.
Smart. It pre-qualifies the leads. Okay, so you've got the lead magnet. People are signing up. What's next?
Segmentation. This is huge. Don't treat everyone on your list the same. You have to slice and dice it. Group people based on demographics, sure, but more importantly, based on their behavior, what they clicked on, what they bought, what pages they visited, or based on the interests they've explicitly told you about.
So back to the REI example. Someone grabs the hiking checklist, they go into the hiking interest segment, then you can send them emails specifically about hiking boots or maybe tips for finding trails.
Precisely. ASOS, the fashion site, does this brilliantly. They segment by gender, by past shopping habits, by styles people have looked at, so the emails you get feel super relevant to you.
Makes sense. Nobody wants generic junk mail. Okay, so we segment. What about the actual emails? Just sales pitch after sales pitch?
No, definitely not. That's a quick way to get unsubscribes. You need to provide real value. Think 80-20 rule, maybe. 80% helpful, useful, interesting content, and 20% promotional. CoSchedule, the marketing calendar platform, they're great at this. They mix product news with genuinely useful marketing tips and resources.
So it's about building a relationship, offering expertise, not just constantly asking for the sale.
Exactly. You're building trust. And speaking of the emails themselves, mobile optimization. It's not optional anymore.
Right. You mentioned that. How important is it?
Super important. Something like 46%, almost half of emails are opened on mobile devices now. If your email looks terrible or is hard to use on a phone, delete instantly.
Yeah, I know I do that. If I have to pinch and zoom, forget it.
Exactly. Brands like Everlane really get this. Their emails are clean, simple, big buttons, easy to read and tap on a small screen.
Okay, crucial point. What else?
Finally, test. And then refine. Never stop testing. Subject lines, send times, call to action buttons, different types of content. Look at your data, open rates, click rates, conversions, see what's working, what's not, and constantly tweak things. Airbnb is famous for A/B testing pretty much everything in their emails to squeeze out better results. Oh, and don't forget automation. Setting up triggered emails, welcome sequences, abandoned cart reminders, post-purchase follow-ups. That stuff is gold for delivering timely, personalized messages without you having to manually do it every time.
So it's really a system. Build the list right, segment it smartly, personalize the message, provide value, make it work on phones, and always be testing and automating. That sounds like a solid plan. Okay, let's shift gears slightly and tackle some common questions people have.
Yeah, let's hit those frequently asked questions. These come up all the time. First one, which platform actually drives the highest conversion rates? People always want to know this.
And the winner is still email.
Still email.
Yep.
Study after study, including recent ones, confirms it. Email consistently converts better than social, better than search, better than pretty much anything else online. But, and this is the crucial bit.
There's always a but.
There's always a but. It only works if your strategy is spot on. All that stuff we just talked about. Segmentation, personalization, automation, killer subject lines, value. You need all of that working together.
So it's not magic. It requires smart execution.
Exactly. Think ASOS again. Their high conversion rates aren't luck. It's because they've mastered segmentation and personalization. They show you stuff they know you're likely to buy based on your past behavior. It feels curated just for you.
Okay, so potential is huge, but strategy is key. Got it. Next question. What's the single biggest mistake marketers make with email?
Oh, easy one. Treating everyone the same. Sending the exact same generic newsletter to their entire list.
The batch and blast approach.
Exactly. Your leads aren't all the same. They're at different stages. They have different interests, different problems. Sending one-size-fits-all emails, you're just leaving money on the table. It's lazy marketing, frankly.
It really is like shouting the same message to a diverse crowd and hoping it lands, isn't it?
Perfectly put. Contrast that with REI again, that hiking checklist. Yeah. It doesn't just get an email address. It tells REI, this person likes hiking. So the follow-up emails can be super targeted, maybe tips on layering clothes for cold weather hikes or reviews of new GPS watches.
Much more effective, right?
Way more effective than just getting the standard company newsletter. Okay, last common question. My open rates are terrible. How do I fix them?
Okay, low open rates usually come down to a few core things. Your subject lines, your level of personalization, and whether people actually expect value from your emails. If your subject lines are boring or misleading, no open.
The subject line is the gatekeeper. Totally. And if people have opened your emails before and found them generic or just salesy, they'll stop opening them. It damages your sender reputation with them. Think back to those Sephora examples. Don't forget your birthday gift. Or, we picked these just for you. Those subject lines feel personal, create urgency or curiosity. That's what gets the open.
So it really does all connect back to knowing your audience, segmenting properly, and crafting messages, starting with the subject line that resonates specifically with them.
You got it. It's all interconnected. Which leads nicely into solidifying some best practices specifically for 2025.
Perfect. Let's nail down the must-dos for email marketing right now.
Okay, first, lead magnets need real substance. Yeah. We're past the point where a flimsy little PDF cuts it. People are savvier. Your free offer needs to genuinely solve a problem or provide significant insight. Think useful tools, comprehensive guides, exclusive data. That REI checklist, it's practical. It solves the what do I need to bring problem. That's real value.
So level up the lead magnets.
Got it. Second, dynamic segmentation. It's not just setting segments once and forgetting it. It needs to be ongoing, adapting based on behavior. In 2025, this is increasingly about automated triggers. Someone clicks on links about topic A multiple times, tag them. Someone buys product B, put them in a specific follow-up sequence. Tools like ActiveCampaign or MailChimp are great for this segmenting based on purchase history, click patterns, content engagement.
So the segments evolve as your relationship with the subscriber evolves.
Exactly.
Sure.
Think Netflix, again, their recommendations change constantly based on what you just watched. Same principle.
Okay, dynamic segmentation. What's next?
Hyper-personalization. Generic is dead. People expect emails to be relevant to them now. This means using the data from your dynamic segmentation, using automation to send timely offers triggered by behavior, maybe using dynamic content blocks within emails so different people see different images or calls to action within the same campaign.
Getting really granular.
Yes. And using data for timing, too. Remember Airbnb testing send times? That's using data to personalize the experience for better results.
Makes sense. And the last one, I bet I know.
Mobile optimization. Still critical. Can't hammer this home enough. Nearly half of emails opened on mobile.
46%.
46%.
Great.
If your email isn't responsive, if it's a pain to read or interact with on a phone, you're basically throwing away almost half your potential engagement. Brands like Everlane designed for mobile-first, simple layout, clear text, tappable buttons. It has to be seamless.
Mobile-first email design, non-negotiable.
Absolutely. Nail these practices, valuable lead magnets, dynamic segmentation, hyper-personalization, and mobile optimization, and your email marketing will be in great shape for generating leads in 2025 and beyond.
Okay, so wrapping this all up, it feels like the big message is, despite all the hype around new channels, good old email marketing, when done right, is still the undisputed ROI champ for lead generation in 2025.
It really is. It might feel like an unpopular opinion sometimes, or maybe just less exciting.
Yeah.
But the data doesn't lie. Often the most powerful tools are the ones hiding in plain sight, the ones we think we know but aren't quite maximizing.
Absolutely. So the call to action for you listening right now is to really double down on your email strategy. Focus on building that quality list. Get serious about segmenting it based on real behavior and interests. Personalize those communications genuinely, and never stop testing and refining.
And maybe the biggest mindset shift is remembering. These aren't just email addresses. They're individuals. The deeper you understand them, their needs, their journey, the more effective your emails will become. It's about connection, ultimately.
That's such a great point. So maybe a final thought to leave you with. How well do you really know the people on your email list? Not just their names, but their motivations, their challenges. What could you learn that would help you serve them better and in turn make your email marketing truly powerful? Something to think about. Thanks for diving deep with us today.
That's a wrap for this episode of Undone Marketing. If you liked what you heard, don't stop here. Check out our other episodes for more straight takes on today's hottest marketing topics. New episodes dropping weekly, so hit follow and stay ahead of the game. Got a question or topic you want us to tackle? Find us online and let's keep the conversation going. See you next time.